Hey guys, welcome back. Adam Bro here with Adam Bro Fitness. I'm a functional nutritionist, personal trainer, holistic health coach. My goal and purpose is just to try to help people either reclaim their health or take their health to the next level. We only have one life and one body to live in this life, so we should do our best to steward it, take care of it, and honor God the best we can with the gifts that He's given us. If you like this, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment. If you're watching it on your favorite podcast platform, please like and share, as it helps us get our content out in front of more people. Today's topic, we're talking about how to lose weight without exercising. How to lose weight without exercising. Not many people ask this question. It seems like exercise and diet are pretty well tethered together over these last few decades. So very few people just think, well, I'm just going to diet. But they are out there. There are people who hate to exercise. They are strange to me. I don't understand how where they come from, but they do exist and they are walking about amongst us. How would someone lose weight without exercising? First, you should never use exercise as a form of weight loss to begin with, because you have to think about this. Let's say it takes you an hour of cardio every day to lose weight and stay at the weight you like, okay? That maybe you feel the best at. Are you willing to do that hour of cardio for the rest of your life? I would venture to say no. So there's a sustainability issue there. You're choosing a strategy that is not sustainable over the long haul. So we have to choose a strategy that is sustainable over the long haul. Another issue is every person I've ever met who says, bro, I just lift weights, man, so I can eat whatever I want, bro. And I'm like, okay, great. And I walk away and I think, how come 100% of the time people that say that look like they should be on a diet? The eating whatever you want is always winning, because you can't out exercise a bad diet. If I exercise, let's say I lift weights for an hour and a half every day, roughly 400 to 600 calories, that's one meal. If it's a bad meal, like let's say I went to burger and fries, got bacon on the cheeseburger, got extra cheese, ate a large fry and had a soda, that could be 1,200 calories. So I'm already not even close. That's just one meal, okay? Not to count the other meals if I'm just eating whatever I want. My total calorie intake could be astronomically higher than that. So it's just a bad strategy. The best way to control your weight is through your food. Diet is the most powerful way. So how do we do that? Well, there's some information we need. We have to have an idea of how many calories we're eating. Calories are just a measurement of energy. The energy that we take into our food is in our food. We digest it and it becomes chemical energy for our bodies, okay? And every gram of food has a number attached to it. There's 4 calories for every gram of protein. There's 4 calories for every gram of carbohydrate, and there's 9 calories for every gram of fat. We have to take this into account. Now, the idea of calories is, some people are out there trying to say it's been debunked, usually in the carnivore community, which people who choose a carnivore diet are not crazy. They're usually drastic and they have to go that way for a reason. People who are saying this are saying like calories have been debunked. Okay, are calories somewhat flawed? Sure, they can be. There's no perfect, precise way to do it. But we have to realize that you don't get to just throw it out, because now people have no way of understanding and no framework for understanding how much food they're eating. Whether it's been debunked or not, I don't even care. It still works. And if I can reliably use calories to predict what a system, your body, will do, then obviously it has some merit. Anybody who says calories in, calories out doesn't work, they either have something to sell or they don't understand what they're talking about. They do matter. Not everyone needs to do it, but they do matter. How do we lose weight without exercise? We have to understand what our calorie intake is. The amount of calories I need per day to stay the same size as my maintenance calories. If I want to gain weight, that's a surplus. If I need to lose weight, I need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning I need to eat fewer calories than what I need to stay the same size. How do we do that? Well, you need to figure out how many calories you eat per week, roughly. Take a week, Measure everything you put in your mouth. Oh, I know. I don't want to hear it. It's a complaint. Oh, that's so inconvenient. It's so difficult. It's so blah. But I get it. You know what else is inconvenient? Being overweight and sick. If you want to have health, you need to take responsibility for it. I don't understand people who are like, yeah, I know I have high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, but I'm just going to eat whatever I want. These people are aliens to me. I don't understand. Or people who are just like, I'm just going to take a pill so I don't have to take responsibility for myself. Makes no sense. So we have to take responsibility for how much food we're eating. So first we need that number. Let's say you track everything in MyFitnessPal for a week and it comes out to 2,500 calories a day is what you normally eat. Well, we're going to cut those calories down by 20%. That's going to create a deficit. That's going to be a form of restriction. And then now you have, let's say it comes out to 2,200 calories that you can eat per day. You have 2,200 calorie budget that you can now fill with all the food you want, right? Now, you don't get to fill it with just everything. You do need to make some decisions. Quality matters. We want to prioritize your protein intake. We want to prioritize high quality foods. Can you eat junk food and still lose weight? Sure. Who wants to be an experiment? You're taking a risk by eating trash, right? And you're going to be hungry because food that is garbage, which is the majority of food that we have in the system these days, there's a reason why we're getting fatter and sicker. And it's not because of cow farts. And it's not because of the cows and the red meat. People have been eating this for all of known history. And there's been no problems. All of a sudden, the sugar industry, the grain industry, all these other guys start getting in and lobbying the food, FDA and all these folks. And now all of a sudden, diabetes is genetic and it was unheard of, 100 years ago. Alzheimer's basically unheard of 100 years ago. But it's all genetic now. It has nothing to do with the food system or the money going into my bank account. Eat what your grandparents would have eaten or your great grandparents would have eaten. They would have eaten lots of animal products, lots of, full fat dairy if you can handle it, lots of fruits and veggies, potatoes, rice. I would probably avoid pastas and bread at this point just because most people have some form of gluten allergy and it doesn't help when you're trying to lose weight. But calorie deficit, prioritize whole foods, focus on better quality above everything. And then what's the last thing we need? We need consistency. You need consistency over time. The average person on a diet loses, they lose weight, but they gain it back. Most diets fail for lack of consistency or lack of sustainability. So we need to make it sustainable. You need to choose a way that you can stick with for a while. And then you have to be accurate. You have to stick with it. I know people who are like, man, I've been eating 800 calories a day and I'm not losing weight. Well, no, you've tracked 800 calories a day, but you've eaten more than that because you're not bending the laws of thermodynamics. You as a single individual are not bending the laws of physics and just staying fat. The much higher chance is that you're being inaccurate or you're mindlessly eating or you're just entering the wrong foods. Rather than think that somehow we're an outlier, chances are we're more like everyone else, which is poor at accuracy and poor at consistency. Now, what if you want to lose weight without tracking calories? Well, that gets a little stricter. Now we have to focus solely on food quality and any other form of restriction we can find, okay? So if we focus on food quality, that's a form of restriction. So we're cutting out junk food. But we still prioritize protein at every meal because it protects our muscle mass. You don't want to lose weight and just look like you're fat but smaller, right? That's called skinny fat. That's where you have people who, they look thin, but when you squeeze them, like when you touch their arm, it just squishes. And you feel bone. There's no muscle mass. That's skinny fat. You don't want that because that is just as metabolically sick as an obese person to some extent. That might be a little exaggerating, but it's not far off. Okay. They're just as at risk for metabolic issues as someone who's overweight because technically they are they're under muscled and over fat. What do we need to do? We have to focus on food quality, have to focus on high protein, lots of fruits and veggies, good quality, no junk as best we can. then we still focus on consistency. And then you can even focus on a restriction in time if you want. Some guys do intermittent fasting, like you skip a meal. That's a great way to cut out some junk. Or instead of saying you're not going to go to the gym, you can go for walks. Walks, I do not consider walks an exercise. I consider walks being human. So go for a walk. Just walk around the block. Make sure your energy expenditure is a little higher per day. And you know what? You're going to start losing weight. Now, just like anything else, none of this is permanent. It has to be sustained. You don't get to just set it and forget it like Ronco back in the day with his rotisserie chicken cookers. Never understood that. He's just like, I always set it and forget it. That's what people think you do. You can set your calories, or you can just start eating a specific way, and then that's the only thing you ever need to do again. As you lose weight, the amount of food you need goes down. So you have to drop your deficit again. So let's say you started losing weight at 2,500 calories, and then it plateaued. So you might need to drop it to 2,250. All right. And you'll lose weight for a while, and then it'll plateau. Right. And then you might need to drop it again if you still want to lose weight. If you are not tracking calories, you may need to tighten up even more on not eating junk. You may need to walk a little more. You may need to make sure that you are eating percentage-wise more protein than you are carbs and fats. So there's ways to manipulate this, but you still have to choose your form of restriction. There's no way to lose weight without restriction, and there's no way to lose weight without responsibility and consistency. So hopefully this helps. If you have questions or concerns, let me know. I'm happy to dive into more details if we need it, but I didn't want to make this too long. Wanted to try to keep it on the shorter side. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you, want to leave a snarky comment. That's fine too. All right, talk soon.
Imagine being in the best shape of your life and reaching your full potential. Well, they make an app for that. My name is Adam. I'm a coach, an athlete, and I've trained hundreds of people over the last few decades and seen great results. What makes my training different, my approach a little different, is that we treat you as a whole person, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You gotta grow all the way around. It's not enough just to have a great plan. You gotta have the right mindset to put that plan into action. And with my app, you get access to all this content. You're gonna have great training to choose from, whether you wanna get bigger and stronger, whether you're a lady who wants to have that nice hourglass figure, or if you just wanna be lean and strong, we have training for you. Not only that, but you're gonna have access to hundreds of other fitness influencers just like me to help you take you on your journey. So let me encourage you, sign up today, click that button, and let us join you on your fitness journey.